Welcome to digital classes. This video is for class 7 science chapter 2 nutrition in animal. Hello student, this video is for class 7 science chapter 2 nutrition in animal. In the previous video I told you about the digestion of food. First, buccal cavity means mouth, second esophagus, third stomach, and I little bit discuss about the small intestine also in the previous video. In this video I again start with digestion of food. First, in mouth, food is chewed with the help of teeth and the saliva mixed with tongue. Then food passes to esophagus. It is hollow and about 25 centimeter long, made up of muscles. In esophagus, I told you about peristalsis, the rhythmic movement of food move from upper portion to the lower portion or till stomach. Now in the stomach is a J-shaped bag-like structure, muscular bag basically. There is a gastric glands in the lining of the stomach which secrete digestive juices which contain mucus, hydrochloric acid and digestive enzymes. I already told you about what is the role of mucus, hydrochloric acid in the stomach. I repeat, mucus is help to prevent from hydrochloric acid. Basic means mucus help the stomach to prevent the effect of hydrochloric acid, because hydrochloric acid is a very strong acid, so mucus prevent it from stomach. Then hydrochloric acid kills the bacteria and make the churned food acidic, and the food remains in the stomach for 2 to 4 hours. Most of the food is digested in stomach. After that, the food is passed to the small intestine. Small intestine is a long coiled narrow tube about 7.5 meter long in length, and it is located below the stomach. Now the partially digested food get mixed with pancreatic juice which is supplied or secreted by pancreas. Bile juice from the liver means again bile juice secreted by liver and this bile juice reaches to small intestine, mixed with the food for the digestion, and the several digestive juices of its own means so many digestive juices present in the small intestine also involved in the process of digestion. So the digestion of all the component of food get completed here, and the end products are ready for absorption. This is the digestive system of human. The absorption of digested food in the small intestine. Basically, this is located in the lower level of the small intestine. The nutrients present in the digested food are then absorbed by the finger-like projection on the surface of inner wall of intestine of the small intestine. This finger-like outgrowth is called villi, and the function or the working of villi is to increase the surface area of the intestine, which is connected with the blood vessels. See, this is liver and pancreas, check the location, and the bile juice is stored in gallbladder. This is a villi. This picture is microscopic. The inner picture of small intestine, there is a villi and blood vessel connected to the villi, which increase the surface area of small intestine for the absorption of digested food. See, intestinal villi are tiny finger-like projection made up of cell that line the entire length of your small intestine. Your villi, singular is villus, villi is the plural, absorb nutrient from the food you eat and then settle those nutrients into the bloodstream. The singular of villi is villus. These villis increase the surface area of the absorption. Villi connect through the blood vessels. The digested food passes through the thin wall of these blood vessels and enters the bloodstream. Means the digested food is absorbed by the blood vessel with the help of villi because it increases the surface area of small intestine. So and the villi is uh, thickly connected with blood vessels. Then the digested food is absorbed by the blood vessels and the food enters the blood streams. The absorbed nutrients are then taken to all cell of the body by the blood. Then each and every cell derive energy from that food. Means now the working of cells start. Cell convert the food with the help of oxygen and water into energy and carbon dioxide. The excess of nutrients are stored in the body until they are needed. Means whatever the consumption of our body or our requirement, we use energy, and if there is a surplus amount of energy, that is stored in the form of fat in our body. When our body required that energy, they will be used by the body to drive energy again. The incorporation of the absorbed nutrient into the cell component is called assimilation. The incorporation of the absorbed nutrients into the cell component is called assimilation. Means the absorption of food from the small intestine with the help of villi by the blood, and the food enters into blood streams. The incorporation of the absorbed nutrients into the cell component is called assimilation. Then the food reaches to cell. All absorbed food reaches to cell of our body. So now it is clear, assimilation. Now the last process is absorption. Absorption basically done in the large intestine. Absorption done in large intestine. Large intestine is about 1.5 meter long in length. The undigested food moves from the small intestine to the large intestine because in small intestine the food is in semi-solid paste. There is lot of water, so the food, that paste, passes from small intestine to large intestine. The large intestine remove most of the water and certain salts from the waste by absorption. Means the absorption is done in the large intestine to remove most of the water, certain salt from the waste. The almost solid wet waste is then sent to the rectum. This wet solid waste is called feces, which leave the body through anus time to time. The process of throwing the solid waste out of the body is called egestion. Whatever the undigested food stored in the rectum that is called phases. Time to time our body leave or eject out through anus, and this process is called egestion. Now it is tooth. Let us discuss about teeth, which are very helpful in the process of digestion, means chewing the food. In the digestion, teeth is a very important role. In the previous book, when we are using S. Chan, this teeth are not there. But in this new book, this is a Prachi publication, there is teeth also. So I want to describe teeth in human beings. Now start with teeth. Teeth is very important for the humans for chewing the food. In human, teeth grow twice in their lifetime. We know that first is the milk teeth and second is when we are adult. And then after 12 years there is a permanent teeth. So we know that first we have 20 teeth appear in the age of 2, and teeth are called milk teeth. These teeth are called milk teeth. Then milk teeth falls off one by one, and a new set of 32 permanent teeth is found by the age after 12 or age of 12. So there is 32 permanent teeth in an adult. This is a permanent teeth, so it lasts for the rest of our life. So there is some different kind of teeth in our mouth. In the front we have incisor. After incisor there is a canine. After canine there is a premolar, and after premolar there is a molar. Means there is basically 4 type of teeth. One is incisor, second is canine, third is premolars, and fourth is molars. And the number in each jaws: incisor 4 in each, 4 in lower jaw and 4 in upper jaw. This is the front teeth, and it is used for biting or cutting the food material. Next is the canine. Canine 2 in each jaw, means 2 lower and 2 upper, which help in tearing the food. Premolars are 4 in lower jaw, 4 in upper jaw. This basically used for chewing and grinding the food. Molars 6 in lower and 6 in upper. There is 12, means 6 sets. So this help in chewing and grinding the food. So there is 32 in total. Now structure of teeth. Teeth are fixed into the gums. Each tooth has the following part. First I tell you the part: root, crown, neck, enamel, dentine, pulp, cavity. Okay, I will explain you with the help of diagram. See, this is tooth, enamel, dentine, gum, bone, pulps, etc. In the second figure you will see little different. This is more detail. I take this picture from your book. Now I discuss root, crown and neck first, then enamel, dentine and pulp cavity. Root, the part of a tooth embedded into the jaw. Crown, the top part of the tooth outside the gum. Neck, the part between the root and the crown. You will see in the picture also. Now the tooth internally is made up of enamel, dentine and pulp cavity. Now the enamel, it is a white part of the tooth and is the hardest substance in the body. It is deposited outside the crown of the tooth. Enamel contain calcium salt. Now dentine. Dentine is like a bone structure. It is hard. Now the third is pulp cavity. Inside the dentine, there is a soft pulp cavity which contain blood vessels and nerves. Now the dental care. Care of the teeth or oral hygiene. We know that teeth is a very important role in a digestion because after ingestion, the first process is ingestion of food. Teeth play a role to chew the food. So the teeth are very important for us in the process of digestion. Healthy teeth are white and healthy gums are pink. If the proper care is not taken, teeth become yellowish due to the formation of sticky layer containing food particles, saliva and bacteria. This is called plaque. Plaque is a dental disease in which the teeth become yellowish due to the formation of sticky layer of food particles, saliva and bacteria. The plaque absorb sugary and starchy food materials, which is very favorable for the bacteria because bacteria easily grow on sugar and starch, and bacteria convert that sugar and starch into acid, and we know that acids are very harmful for our teeth. The acids of form dissolve the tooth enamel, that is tooth enamel, the white portion is called enamel, and led to the formation of cavity in the tooth. I repeat, the acids of form dissolve the tooth enamel and leads to the formation of cavity in the tooth. Gum hold the teeth. The buildup of plaque at the place where the teeth meet with the gum leads to loosening of the teeth. You may now feel that the importance of oral hygiene. Some helpful suggestion for the proper care of the teeth and gums. Properly brushing your teeth every day in the morning and again before going to bed means twice a day. We have to brush twice a day, once in the morning and once before going to the bed for sleep. Massage gum gently with a soft brush means we have to use soft brushes, and during the brush we do not get too much pressure on the brush. Only just a gentle rubbing is required. Washing your mouth thoroughly with the water after every eating. Eat self-cleaning foods such as raw vegetables, carrot, radish, cabbage, fresh fruits, particularly citrus fruit. Avoid eating sticky and starchy food and sweets, chocolate, ice creams, etc., which are very harmful because it stick to the teeth, and this is a very favorable for the bacteria. These are the tips for dental care. First, brush your teeth at least twice a day. Remove plaque between the teeth by flossing. Use mouthwash for keep the gums healthy. Limit sweets to avoid tooth decay. Quit smoking as it makes the teeth yellowish. These are methods for proper brushing means or how to use proper brushing techniques to clean teeth.